But if you knew what you needed to know and you knew what to do, exactly the process to do it, exactly who to do it with, and you could accelerate your success of your business through these breakpoints and have unbelievable financial success following a proven model, you do it, right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You guys ready for a great weekend? Yeah, you know, so one of the reasons that I talked to Grant and Jared said, hey, I want to sponsor this thing for all you remarkable people that are pursuing financial freedom is I know what it's like to sit in your seat. I sold my business, and during the term of building my latest business, I was investing in real estate with a couple partners, and I was a passive investor. And this went on for about 15, 18 years, and I thought we were doing really super good. So I go and I sell my business, and now I have a new problem. I've got all this cash, and I wanted to invest. So we went to GrowthCon in 2019 to look at the whole Cardone ecosystem, meet Grant and Elena, and kind of see what the 10X movement was about. And while we were there, we signed up for the real estate class. And the reason this program's so important to us is because I thought I was pretty smart. I thought I knew how to make a lot of money. In business, it's a no-brainer for me. In real estate, I thought I knew what I was doing because I thought my partners knew what they were doing. Anybody ever have partners where you think people know what they're doing? And I work with a lot of business owners, and that includes like doctors and accountants and lawyers. And the thing is, when you're really good at something, it gives you sometimes the false confidence that you're good at everything. And yet, I didn't think I had that problem because I was really good at what I did. So we go to GrowthCon, a remarkable experience. We meet so many phenomenal people, just like you're gonna have an opportunity to meet this weekend if this is your first event. The reason you're all here is because you aspire to do something bigger, better, more impactful. Well, we went to GrowthCon, it was a remarkable event, and then after that, we went to the 3-day real estate program. Now understand, I had just exited my business where I made $100 million. And then I took a $1 billion company to $4 billion globally in 36 months. Would you agree that my confidence is pretty high? Yeah, so look, I always do this talk in business, and it's like the intellectual spectrum. The left side of a line is intellectual ignorance and intellectual arrogance. The right side of the line is intellectual awareness and intellectual curiosity. I must admit to you that false confidence can fool a lot of people. And for me, I went into the real estate summit thinking to myself, what am I gonna learn here when I've already done so well in real estate? And as Grant started breaking down the real estate process and finding deals and leverage, and he starts going, all of a sudden, in the first half of the first morning, I looked over at my wife and I rolled my eyes. And when I rolled my eyes and I kind of postured up, Grant saw me from the stage. There was only maybe 200 people in this room. And he says, what, you got a comment on what I was saying? And I was like, nope, I just realized that for the last 15 years, I've been a dumbass. I've left tens of millions of dollars on the table, deferring to people that I thought knew what they were doing because it worked. And I think that the problem with just having enough success is sometimes it blinds you to what the real opportunity is. During the course of the next 3 days, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about some of the business owners that we've been able to help. Because it's really important to know that some of them came in this room 2 or 3 years ago doing $3 million in revenue and making 150 grand a year and working for 10 years doing that, and then 2 years later, 3 years later, they're doing 25 million. They've got $4 or $5 million in Cardone capital, or they're buying their own assets. Like the thing that I've realized, and since partnering with Grant, actualized, seen it materialize, is whatever our present level of thinking is, it's relative to how we were raised, it's relative to the people around us, it's relative to the people imprinting us, it's relative to our fears, our mistakes, our anxieties, our stresses. And so therefore, in the present moment, we make decisions based on false data. I like numbers. I like evidence, I like facts, I like metrics, I like key performance indicators, I like looking at P&Ls and projections and algorithms. That's just how I think. And I do it in business. I thought I knew what I was doing in real estate, and what's happened since partnering with Grant, we have built a massive business helping business owners in the last 3 years. And the whole team, Elena, my wife, myself, Jared, Sherry, the whole team has just been creating all this momentum. And what I realize now in reflection when I look back as it pertains to real estate, if I would have understood the principles that Grant teaches, if I would have properly structured the deals the right way, if I would have had information, not a lot of information, but just key pieces of information delivered to me in a way where I could understand it, my passive real estate portfolio would have been worth tens of millions of dollars more over the same period of time. And you know, it's hard to go get that back. Would you agree? When you miss an opportunity, it's hard to go get it back. And what I reflected back on is, despite the success I've had, I actually went through a process of how much I actually left on the table just because I didn't know what I didn't know. Now, I can show you in business, for example, I've done 15 years of research on businesses and hired some big firms and spent millions of dollars and built multiple companies. And since partnering with Grant and Elena, Natalie and I, we've been able to start our business using the principles that we teach, that we follow, that we execute to every single day. See, we started this business when Grant, Elena, Natalie and I sat down and talked about partnering and bringing value to business owners. I showed this research to him and he said, hey, how many break points? And I said, well, this goes to 125 million, but I've built this out to 4 billion. There's quite a few break points. But most small, medium, and sized businesses are stuck. You think about 31.5 million businesses, and they're stuck under 98% under $3 million in revenue. So only a fraction of businesses get between 3 and 100 million. But if you knew what you needed to know and you knew what to do, exactly the process to do it, exactly who to do it with, and you could accelerate your success of your business through these breakpoints and have unbelievable financial success, following a proven model, you do it, right? True or false? Say 10x if that's true. And we got like 1,400 people in this room. Say 10x if that's true. See, if this is your first 10x event, you have to understand the way that we amp up our desire, the way we amp up the people sitting next to us, the way that we connect while we're here is to get in the groove of taking control of our future, and that's by screaming at the mountaintop, 10x. What do you say? Yeah.